Welcome to We Love Pets. Today, we're embarking on a pretty crucial journey together, transforming your home into a safe, thriving sanctuary for a new pet bird. In this explainer, we're going to walk through the absolute critical steps of bird-proofing your space, picking out the right habitat supplies, and executing a totally stress-free introduction for your new feathered companion. Our goal? To make sure this transition is as safe, healthy, and seamless as it can possibly be.
You know, birds are incredibly intelligent, curious, and acrobatic creatures. But as this quote highlights, that exact same natural curiosity means our modern homes are literally filled with hidden dangers that can seriously injure or even be fatal to a new feathered companion. From invisible toxic fumes coming out of your kitchen to everyday household items you wouldn't even think twice about, we really have to rethink our living spaces entirely to protect these vulnerable animals.
Okay, so let's quickly look at our agenda for today. We'll be covering bird-proofing your home, habitat selection, the flight safety debate, nutrition and enrichment, the transition protocol, and finally, family and pet introductions. All right, starting off with Section 1, bird-proofing your home. Before you even think about bringing a bird inside, it's absolutely imperative to understand that their respiratory systems are highly efficient and incredibly sensitive. This means we have to systematically eliminate some severe, often unseen household hazards. Let's look at airborne toxins first. The chemicals in heated nonstick cookware, they release fumes that are instantly fatal to birds. You need to transition entirely to cast iron, stainless steel, or porcelain. Scented candles, essential oils, and chemical cleaners, those have to be permanently banished from the bird's breathing environment too. Next up, heavy metal toxicity is a real silent killer. You've got to ensure that all zinc and lead items, things like galvanized metal bowls, keys, or curtain weights, are completely replaced with non-reactive stainless steel. And finally, physical hazards. Open toilets need to be closed, ceiling fans turned off, and large windows covered with decals to prevent fatal collisions when they're out and about.
Moving on to Section 2, habitat selection. When configuring a habitat, remember that a cage isn't just a holding pen, it's your bird's primary living space.
So, the golden rule here is simple. Bigger is always better. At an absolute minimum, your cage must be wide enough to accommodate 2 full wingspans of your specific bird species. A truly enriching environment allows the bird to exercise, climb, and vigorously flop its wings without ever striking the cage bars. Oh, and when you're selecting this cage, meticulously inspect the bar spacing to ensure there is no way the bird could trap its head.
Habitat placement is equally critical. You have to maintain a stable temperature right between 55 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Practically speaking, this means positioning the cage away from direct, harsh sunlight and entirely shielding it from the drafts of air conditioning or heating vents. Also, while birds are naturally social creatures that will eventually love being in high-traffic family rooms, initially placing them in a slightly quieter space prevents them from being constantly startled while they acclimate to your home.
Let's jump to Section 3, the flight safety debate. This is where we carefully navigate the high stakes of avian mobility within a domesticated household.
Now, while flying is obviously a natural behavior, a domesticated home is a very unnatural environment. Free-flying birds face a significantly higher risk of severe injury. Think ceiling fans, boiling water on the stove, open windows, and unseen glass. On the flip side, we have wing clipping. It's frequently misunderstood as a punishment, but in reality, it's a vital preventative safety measure. It involves painlessly trimming back the primary flight feathers, and yes, they do grow back. This restricts the bird's ability to gain lift while still allowing them to glide safely down to the floor. Ultimately, it allows for supervised, out-of-cage exploration without the danger of a high-speed collision. If you do choose this route, it's absolutely crucial to have an experienced avian veterinarian perform that initial trim so they can demonstrate the precise feathers to cut.
All right, Section 4, nutrition and enrichment. Proper nutrition and environmental stimulation are literally the true pillars of avian health.
You might be surprised to hear this, but an all-seed diet is nutritionally deficient for almost all captive birds. It's just not enough. A premium diet requires establishing a daily baseline of high-quality formulated pellets, and this must be supplemented every single day with fresh, thoroughly cleaned and chopped bird-safe vegetables and fruits. Transitioning your bird to this robust diet is completely non-negotiable for their long-term health. But it goes far beyond just what's in their bowl. Environmental stimulation is absolutely essential for their psychological well-being. Birds require a variety of perches made from untreated wood of varying diameters just to exercise their feet, along with a single cement perch to naturally file down their nails and beak. Never, ever use ingestible sandpaper perches, as they can cause severe internal blockages. Furthermore, keep this in mind. Birds possess the intelligence of human toddlers. I mean it. They require complex toys to dismantle and solve. Rotating these chew toys weekly is crucial to prevent severe boredom, which, unfortunately, frequently leads to destructive behaviors like feather plucking.
Now for Section 5, the transition protocol. The actual day you bring your bird home requires calculated patience to make sure the biological and behavioral integration is stress-free. We highly advise following this exact protocol. First, pick up your bird early in the morning. This provides them with an entire day of light to observe their new surroundings before the vulnerability of night sets in. During the actual transfer from the travel carrier, always wear thick leather gloves. Adopted birds with unknown histories might bite out of sheer terror, and gloves prevent you from reacting aggressively or accidentally dropping them. Once the bird is secure in the cage, simply step back, avoid direct eye contact, which they actually consider a predatory behavior, speak in a low, soothing tone, and just give them absolute peace to process their new reality.
Let's look at Section 6, Family and Pet Introductions. Integrating the bird into the family dynamic has to be highly controlled to build a trusting relationship. It's totally natural for children to be curious, but mobbing the cage will send the bird into a complete panic. Family members need to approach the cage one at a time, moving slowly and keeping their hands firmly by their sides. And really, direct handling by children under the age of 6 should generally be avoided. Their unpredictable movements can severely frighten the animal, which can lead to potential injury for both the child and the bird.
Equally important is managing your other animals. You must strictly separate the bird from natural predators like cats and dogs. Even the most gentle dog or a seemingly uninterested cat still retains a deep predatory instinct. A bird cage must be physically inaccessible to your other pets to prevent them from staring at, barking at, or swiping through the bars. Allowing that kind of behavior causes immense psychological stress to the bird. Security and isolation from predators are the absolute foundational building blocks of a healthy avian home.
Creating a bird-friendly home requires careful planning, meticulous attention to detail, and a real, deep understanding of avian psychology. Thank you so much for joining this We Love Pets Explainer. The ultimate reward for all of this careful preparation is a lifetime of secure, thriving companionship. So we'll leave you with this. Are you ready to build a lifelong sanctuary for your new feathered companion?